The 2022 Team Corally Kronos is an awesome truck and it's super durable. As a matter of fact, I think this is the second most durable out-of-the-box vehicle you can buy, only second to the Traxxas 4S Max in my experience. That being said, there are a few weak points that should be addressed with this and a few maintenance things that should be done to every vehicle before you start running them. In this video, I'm going to show you what those are and how to fix them. First thing I want to talk about is the tires. Now, you want to vent your tires before you start running your vehicle at all. This is especially true if you're going to run in any kind of water or any kind of sand or anything like that. I think everybody should do this, but I guess if you're just running on concrete in the dry all the time, it might not be necessary. Now, the XTR, and I'm assuming most of their Corally cars, come with a single large hole right here in the wheel. Just go ahead and get yourself a piece of electrical tape, seal that hole off, and then what I like to do is take a drill with a piece of brass tubing, sharpen the end of the tubing, and then punch these holes with that brass tubing. Like I said, I've got a video about that. I'll put a link to it in the description so you can watch that when you get done with this video. Next maintenance type thing you should do before you start running any vehicle, as far as I'm concerned, is reinforce the body. This body I reinforced with Gorilla Tape. So far it's holding up pretty well. I don't think it's my favorite method of reinforcement. I've been using the drywall tape and shoe glue method for a long time on a lot of other bodies, and I think it works better overall. It is a bit more of a pain in the beginning, but I think it holds up better. You can see that the tape's already starting to punch through here where the shock towers are, and with drywall tape and shoe glue, that usually doesn't happen. But whatever method you use, always reinforce your bodies. It makes such a difference. It makes these bodies last so much longer. The very first weakness that reared its head on me was the stock battery straps. They broke relatively quickly with my fairly heavy 6S battery on some bad crashes. This is an easy fix. Tekno makes a 3-pack of battery straps that you can get on eBay. I'm going to be putting non-affiliate links to all this stuff in the description so you can find it and get it there. These battery straps are really tough and they work great. All you have to do is undo these 2 bolts, kind of pick up the battery tray, pull the old straps out, put the new straps in. They actually give you 3 different options for places to put the straps. I like to put mine on the 2 front ones. It seems to hold the battery in better for my battery usage. If you have longer batteries than I have, you may end up doing something different with that. Next thing I want to talk about are the tie rods. Now, these are the front steering tie rods that come stock on the truck. They don't work very well. Unfortunately, they're fairly weak, and there's something to do with the geometry of this truck that tends to break them pretty easily. Within the first couple of bashes, I'd snap the ends off these. I'd also snap the steel, so I would go ahead and just get these replaced as quickly as possible. Now, there's a couple different options that you can have. The first one is just going to be to buy these lower end, quote-unquote, all plastic links. These come on the non-XTR versions of these vehicles. Personally, I think they're superior to the adjustable links. Plastic is really nice because when you get in a crash, this plastic will flex. The whole thing can flex. That means it absorbs that energy and doesn't transfer shock loads into things that don't like to flex, like the steel center part of the stock XTR toe link. These are pretty cheap, easy to replace. Now, your other option is going to be what I've done here, and this is to replace those stock links with Lunsford Racing titanium tie rods and cap those off with Arrma Creighton EXB Tie Rod Ends. I like this solution. So far, I've had these on here for quite a while, and I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. It's not the cheapest solution. If you want to go cheap and easy, just pick these up. They also work just fine. But Lunsford Racing has a lifetime warranty on their tie rods, and these EXB Tie Rod Ends seem to hold up pretty well. I've beat on this truck pretty hard, and so far haven't had any issues. Okay, so those are the easy to fix ones. Now we're going to get into something a little bit more challenging. Still not terrible, but let's take a look at the shocks. So this is the stock shock setup, and there are a couple of weak points here. This is just mocked up because I've already done these upgrades, but basically the 2 main weak points you have are on the shock itself. This shock cap bends and will end up ripping this eye right off the top. It doesn't happen right away, but it will happen over time. The second weak point are these shock standoffs. They will break right here at the end of the thread. They will only break if you have a bad upside down landing that puts a ton of downward pressure on them, but I have had several of these break, and there is a solution to both of these problems. First, let's take a look at the solution to these standoffs. Again, we're going to go to Arrma for this, and what I did was I took these standard, these are the non-EXB standoffs, but you can get the EXB standoffs. They're a slightly different design. I just had these on hand. Either way, the modification you're going to have to do is basically the same. So these are really nice because they screw all the way through, and if you break them, then you just have to replace this bolt and they come out really easily. The problem is that this hex is too large. Let me show you. So the problem with these is that this hex is just a little bit too large to fit in this inset on the shock tower. Easy solution for that, all we have to do is grind 2 of these flats down so that they fit properly inside that shock tower. You can do this with either a grinder or a file or sandpaper if you have it, but when you get done, you'll end up with a couple of flats like this. Now you can see I didn't do mine perfect, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you get it close and you can get it to where it fits in the shock tower like that, you're good to go. Now there's a couple other things you need to do in order to make this work with the stock shock if you're not going to be addressing the shock cap. Let me show you. All you have to do is get a stock Arrma bushing here and then put that in the Team Corally shock cap. Fits in perfectly just like that. And then get a stock Arrma shock protector, put that on top. And now this setup is ready to take the modified Arrma shock standoff. All right, so we got the modified Arrma standoff in the shock tower, and then we can just put the shock on here, just like this. And then we just put a regular nut on, like so, and you're good to go. Over time, you're probably still going to have a problem with these shock caps breaking. Unfortunately, in my experience, the Arrma shock caps don't quite fit. However, I do have a solution for you. Let's take a look at that now. All right, so to fix this problem, it costs a little bit more money than some stock Arrma parts, but it's still not too bad. You're gonna need a set of these M2C Racing MT410 zero rebound shock caps. They are an emulsion style shock cap. M2C's Arrma shock caps that are the same might fit, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I had these on hand and they work, so these are what I'm recommending. Now this is a pretty straightforward solution, so all we have to do is just take off the stock shock cap, and then we put the O-ring into the new M2C shock cap, and we just screw it back on. Now you're going to want to use a proper method for bleeding these emulsion style shock caps, but it's fairly straightforward and it works really well. So we just tighten that up. Now this hole in this shock cap's a little bit different size than the one in the stock shock cap, so you're gonna have to either take a Arrma bushing and modify the outside of it, or you can just take the Team Corally bushing and cut the end off of it and put it through here and then drill out the center of it slightly so that it fits properly. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, before we get this shock put on, I wanna thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel in the last month. You guys have been great. I really appreciate it. If you aren't subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would. Subscribing shows me that I'm doing the right thing and that you guys wanna keep seeing videos like this. All right, let's get this shock put on. As you can see, I just drilled out the center of the stock Corally bushing and then chopped the end off. Makes it the right size to go onto the Arrma standoff. So all we do is we just take the stock Arrma shock protector, put it on here, slide it on the standoff, put the nut on, and we're good to go. All right, what do you guys think? I think it looks really good. And that's really gonna help strengthen this weak area of the system. And then running these either Lunsford Racing or stock tie rods should take care of your steering tie rod problem. Beyond that, there's really not much else you need to do. As far as the back shocks are concerned, I really haven't done anything with them. I've never had the standoffs break and I've never had the shock caps bend. I don't think that they're a problem because the wing is there to protect them, so I wouldn't worry about that. Now, that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else on this car that I would say really needs to be upgraded. So far, I haven't really broken anything else. Nothing else is bent. The shock towers have been awesome. The chassis is still perfectly flat, even though I have beaten the absolute crap out of this car. Everything else is holding up really, really well. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Otherwise, please like and subscribe. If you want to see some bashing and crashing of this truck, check out the playlist I have for it. I've got a review on here and a few other videos as well. All right, guys, thanks for watching.